good at quite a few things. What are we known to be good at?
Singing.
Drinking, yeah. We're not just good at drinking, we're great at drinking. What else are we good at? Fishing, yeah. Cod season's not open here yet. What else?
Singing.
Social, yeah.
Dancing.
Singing. Yeah, music. There we go. We got there at the end. All right. So, folks, how would you guys like to hear a song?
So this is Bay Bowls.
Yeah,
I believe in Bay Bowls.
Like you volunteered yourself to sing someone up here.
You and I just drove out around there. That's where we were driving.
So, folks, I will encourage you to clap your hands, stomp your feet, make as much noise as you can. I'm going to sing a nice little one for Buddy, what's his name, and the other fellas. And you can play on board. I see you nodding along. Yeah, they're a fantastic bunch.
Look, that's that house we saw up there, that brown house up on the hill there.
Get out on the water, enjoy the sunshine, just like we're doing out here today. So I'll encourage you guys to clap and stuff along, and here we go. In the middle of the week, in the middle of the day, in the middle of the summer, in the middle of the bay, boots get off, feet out to dry, lying on the kitty cat clouds in the sky. Throw down and take a break to hell with profits that you won't make. Take a suck, cause you deserve to rock yourself on the ocean. Dilly-dum-dilly-dum-doo. We work like devils from 9 to 5.
Look at that crazy house, man. That big black one there. Look at it. See, it's on like the hill and stuff. Yeah. That might be like a church or something. Or is it a big farmhouse?
Blue one.
Is it a big black one there?
Right there.
Yeah, it's got all the big rock walls underneath it and stuff.
That looks like a house.
Yeah, it's cool, right? I thought it was like a big fancy church or something.
In the middle of the week, in the middle of the day, in the middle of the summer, in the middle of the bay, boots kicked off, feet out to dry, lying on the kitty cat clouds in the sky. Over down and take a break to hell with buckets that you won't be. Take your sock, cause you deserve to rock yourself on the ocean. Take your sock, cause you deserve to rock yourself on the ocean.
What a wicked day, man.
That was fantastic, guys. That was great.
So when we're out in the water and we see these big hills on the side, the puffins like nest in the side of the hill.
Also, the paint is dry. Look, the paint, this is right here is on the outside.
Yeah, that's right.
So I can just do that.
Yep.
Which is home to about 2.5 billion seabirds. We have about 500 million puffins.
I think I'm trying to drink.
Actually, I tell you what, if you want to film sideways, you'll see more side to side. Yeah, like you tilt your camera, you turn that off, tilt it to the side and turn it on again.
I can do that.
Yeah. It'll look better because you'll see more. Yeah, see, you'll see more wide
Oh, like
stuff.
that.
Yeah. So turn
No, it's good.
But just turn it off and start it again because now your video is rotated halfway through.
Oh, wait.
You know what I mean? Yeah, buddy.
Let me see. Come back here, let me check. Just percentage people, what do you guys think? How big do you think a puffin is? Like a penguin?
Like this.
Yeah,
Oh my
let's
gosh,
see that.
oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Just go down here to see a bunch of penguins, guys.
Like that.
No, puffins.
Yeah, that's right. With your phone.
Newfoundland tours have done the rules. They like to zoom right in on the puffins and make them out to be around that big. They're only 6 to 8 inches.
6 to 8 inches, yeah.
Yeah, you're right full about Newfoundland tourism. They like to tell us good bits. They love to show the sun split them
See
off
one flying by,
every
just
single day.
reach up and grab it.
And they love to show the beautiful
We'll see some outside,
roads
yeah.
around the island. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's driving around the island, but over in the UK, they drive on the left side of the road. Here in Newfoundland, we drive on whatever's left of the road. They don't let us with the whole lot.
In Russia, road is road. Drive wherever.
They are in their breeding colors, so that beautiful orange bill and feet that you see in
Would
the
that
front
get some
and
sun,
all the
Georgia?
photos, they will have
You hear what I
those
said?
orange bills
What's that?
They said in the UK we drive on the left side.
Yeah.
And here we drive on the right side.
Yeah.
And in Russia, road is road. Drive wherever.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
Will have those orange colors. They are
Soviet Russia road drives you.
For their breeding season. In the wintertime, those little puffins will spend 8 months a year floating out on the North Atlantic Ocean. So pretty amazing little seabirds.
Is that
They just float out at sea for about 8 months.
See all these things floating in the water? So they're all connected to traps.
Crab traps.
Yep.
The brightest shade of orange lipstick and orange
Crab
lipstick.
traps, lobster
All up to
traps.
the breeding season, looking for me. So we're going to see lots and lots of puffins out there
Hold on, now don't move.
We'll point all those out once we get on out there. But we're not just looking for birds, right? What else are we looking for? Whales. Yeah. Now does anyone
come
know
out?
what you say if you
Wanna-
see a whale? Guys, come on. You don't say whale. You gotta say National whales, okay? I know everyone's excited, so we're gonna practice that together on the count
Look
of
at
3.
this.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Cool, right?
Oh wait.
Five.
Get some of the caves there too.
All right, everybody, when we go off past the bridge, everyone's gonna wave and cheer.
Oh, we're gonna wave at these guys.
Give us a couple seconds on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
You see me Titanic, right?
Yeah, it's like Titanic first.
Oh, look, that's where they are.
Look, we're gonna jump on their wave that they made.
Oh.
Right? If you're a sheep up on that cliff, you gotta make sure you don't roll off the ocean.
Oh, my ears are good now. I leave over that edge and feel here.
See all the seagulls sitting on top of those little
Sea stacks.
rock islands?
Sea stacks?
Sea stacks, yeah, that's right.
All my knowledge from nature is dragon sea stacks.
Is that where you got it from?
Yes.
Nice. Who says you can't learn stuff from movies?
You can also, Minecraft teaches you creativity and never to give up.
Yep. And it teaches you about biomes. Look, if you're out there, we'll know.
Look at the cave.
I know it's cool. It's on the water, got it all checked.
Holy, is that not? Oh yeah, have you heard of
I had sent a picture to the family, say we're on a boat.
There's these pirate islands I see.
Pirate Islands?
Yeah, there's this one pirate island called Kelly's Island.
Kelly's Island? Yep,
Pirate
that's right.
Kelly.
Yep.
That's one of these islands right here. Because I'm pretty sure topsoil beach is over there.
Other side. Yeah, other side, but you're totally right. Kelly's Island is basically the same size as that. Oh, Gail, sorry. Sorry. Oh, was it?
Over there. Don't fall on me.
Oh, yeah. Talking my fly brand.
Look at all those guys.
I got your picture in front of a big pile of burpoo.
Oh. Is that why it's called Gull Island?
Yep.
Their heads are underwater. They just died.
Yep, they dive down, yeah.
That's
how they catch their fish.
There's 2.5 million seabirds, an estimated 500,000 puffins live in the reserve,
seabirds on this.
and about 360,000 of those live here on Gull Island. On the make way around Gull Island, you'll see numerous types of birds. There's puffins that are living on in their burrows on the grassy banks. You see them that's in front of the burrow on the water. Most of the time, like
One
I
right
said,
there.
you see the puffins
Yep.
on the grassy
He
banks in
dives.
front of the burrows. We'll also
See if
see
they come-
common
oh, yeah,
birds
see 'em?
on their
Yep.
on their rock face.
See if they come up and
right
fish
on
in
the
the
rock face.
Come on, dive on
But
camera.
before
Dive
we
on
do
camera.
that,
Dive on camera.
Let's have a look at this cove here. Those black and
See
white
him? He
birds
just
are
moved.
crafting. A small bird called the razor-billed auk, a direct descendant of the great auk. a now extinct bird. One of the first known species to be extinct. They were hunted to extinction here in Newfoundland, unfortunately, in the late
Smell it?
1700s.
I know.
But that is the last
That's
descendant
it.
of an extinct
Yeah.
bird.
They
Like I
eat a
said,
lot
if
of
you're looking
fish,
for puffins,
and they
they'll
do a
be
lot of
on the
pooping. That's
grassy
our
banks,
smell.
folks, in their burrows.
See, like
farm
on the
their burrows.
grass. See, they got these little like caves in the
Those
grass,
common
and
murres,
they
these
hide in
relative to
there.
the puffins,
That's what make
you
their
start to
nest.
see those on the rock faces. Where there's no dirt, no grass, just directly rock, you'll see a black and white bird as you make your way around. Like I said, those are cotton murres, not to get too mixed up with the puffins.
all the holes
The common
in the
murres are a
grass.
little bit
They're all
taller,
nests.
they're a little bit more
What's your
slender,
name? We need a
and
name.
they have a very pointy black
need a
bill.
puffin name.
Whereas the puffins, they have a
Puffy the Puffin?
bill, an orange bill, of course, not that
Davey
black
and
bill.
Jeffrey the Puffin, yeah. Look at him up there. Look.
And the bird for the religion is that you actually see those nested in the rock crevices closer to the water on the island. As we get to the end of the island, I'll show you.
So those right there are puffins.
And they're like, look, there you go.
Look at that large
yeah,
gull,
that's
folks.
right.
I don't know if anyone see those large gulls with that black back just swooping around here
I
off of
wonder
our
if the
wood
puffins
side.
and seagulls get along.
Those are greater black-back gulls.
Seagulls
The largest
don't
gull
get
species
along.
in the world.
Nope.
They're actually capable of eating a puffin whole. As sad as it is. They all gotta eat out here, and those gulls, sometimes they'll take on the puffins.
Seagulls and
They're really around here.
it's the bad
You
one.
start to see all those humps and bumps. Can everyone see those holes in the grass? Everyone starting to see all those humps and bumps? Those are all the entrances to puffin burrows, folks. Puffins, they burrow. They dig a hole, just like a rabbit. They'll dig a hole right into the grass, right into the dirt, dig it 3 or 4 feet down.
Yeah, that's
And then straight in, and then they'll split it into 2 channels. One side will be their little bedroom, place where they'll lay their egg, where they'll nurture their chick. And the other side is the bathroom.
Did you hear that?
Smart like that. They have their own bathroom.
Yeah, on the grass. That's just seagulls like the shit. Now, shout out to any brood.
Folks, during this time of year, there will be an egg in the back of that burrow. The puffins, most of them have laid their eggs. They're getting ready to hatch in the next 3 or 4 weeks. Once those eggs hatch, the parents, they have a very, very important job. They need to feed their young. Every day, both parents will make trips out to the open Atlantic Ocean to feed their young.
Yeah, that's what that is. This looks like that island from Hatchery.
These puffins are incredible,
What's the name of that island?
incredible at fishing, incredible foragers. Unlike the gulls, they don't steal others' food. They get it themselves. They're very incredible at diving. It's what they specialize in. These birds are made for the water. Like I said, every day, 5 and 6 times a day, these puffins will make trips out to the open Atlantic, hunting for that fish called capehook. That small fish.
That's
Not to Newfoundland, you know what I'm talking about. Very small, like smelt like fish. They are a keystone forage species, as we call them. That's the correct term for it. It means that everything in this ecosystem, they rely on that fish. The whales
Sucks to
eat
be
them,
that
we
fish.
eat them,
Everyone got to eat it.
puffins eat them, the murres eat them. Everything eats that capehook.
Yeah,
Good diving. Are those a bunch of hawks right there?
that's puffins there. This is that
They're
black
here to lay
kitty
their
wig
eggs as well.
Kiwi, call them kiwis.
To lay their eggs
They look
on
like
the
penguins.
I was going
on
to
the
say they
beaches
look like
here,
penguins
around the
there.
surrounding
Flying.
towns, and these puffins will take advantage of that, not having to go very far for their food. As the summer progresses, the puffins, they will have to journey farther
Awesome,
and
man. Look
farther
at 'em.
every day for that food. As the summer progresses, as the days get shorter, the nights get longer, as we get into late August,
That's
the puffins will have to start going farther and farther for the food. As the end of the summer,
Yep.
they will
Get
have
that
to go
little fishy
upwards of
capehook.
60 kilometers a trip for their young. Isn't that incredible? A very long way. So we'll actually abandon that chick. Incredible. They were abandoning their chick, leaving it all alone in the
They got to
burrow.
abandon it sometimes. They go too far away for food. They don't come back.
Make its own decisions. And eventually the puffin,
Nature can be a tough
the little
thing.
puffin chick will eventually make its way out of the burrow
It looks like it's all those kitty.
into the water, where it will follow the moon. This is Unlike the
live in
puffins,
the
they'll
water.
live right on the rock
Isn't that
face,
crazy?
digging all the grass and dirt right off. They're cousins of the puffin. They are a seabird puffin. But they don't dig. They don't dig a hole, they'll just dig all the grass and dirt right off. I'll tell you a little bit more about those when we get a bit further down. Those are just absolutely gorgeous ones. You're having a
It's all seagulls
Sometimes
underneath
even
there,
on the
see?
arms, have a look on the water.
That bottom
Just
layer is all
right
seagulls.
on the right side. Racking the water today. Lots in the air. My best advice to you to pick one. Follow one bird as it flies in. Don't try to look at all of them at one time. Try to pick one as it comes closer to the boat. You'll get a really good look at the puffins. Sometimes it's hard if you're looking at 50 puffins at one time, but like I
You
said,
think a puffin and a
it's
penguin
only not just the one
close
puffin.
in their
You might get a
species,
good, really good look.
genetically? They look pretty similar.
Just up
Penguins can't
ahead
fly.
here, we're gonna come in a little bit closer to the island. This little spot we call the bus stop. Now folks, we're not getting off the boat. We won't be getting off the boat till we get back to the building. But we are gonna tuck in a little bit closer. We're gonna get a little bit closer, a little bit more in a eye view with these puffins stood in front of their burrows. So if you're on the left side or you want to get on the left side, now's a great time. It's a great time to get a picture, great time to get a really good look. Sometimes just having a look
That's cool.
and taking pictures is a
Take
great
that
opportunity.
almost.
Just to take off.
It's like an anthill.
Slow right down here for a second. Scoot your way around.
If you left, how would you ever find your house?
It's another colony of common birds here as well. Smaller colony. Directly off of our port side.
Give them
It's just gorgeous. Does anyone notice the puffins dropping in? They'll jump out of their burrows. And it almost looks like they're going to hit the water. These puffins are very dense. They have very dense bones,
Yeah,
and they
it's
need
nuts,
the
man.
momentum as they
So it's like puffins on
as
the
they jump
top
off
and
the
then
cliff.
seagulls
You
underneath.
get enough speed to fly.
See, the
You'll
puffins
notice
are at war here.
that they'll nearly
Yeah.
touch their stomachs off the water as they gain enough momentum to take off. It's
It's
quite
like
amazing.
Avengers Civil War.
As I mentioned, their bones are quite dense. And that prohibits them from being good flyers. I'm just going to hop off here for a second. We're going to talk a little bit closer. Just have a good look, see if we can get some good looks at some puffins up here on their in their burrows. Let's keep going.
Look at that big hill up there.
Okay, you see them right there. I just ain't looking at the sky. Look, you see right there?
Yeah, they're like going in and out of their houses.
Look at how many puffins there are.
I can barely find the car when we come back from the movie, let alone find that house again. They're swimming, flying far away.
Wasn't that just absolutely gorgeous, folks? As you make your way around here, you start to see this green building coming up ahead. That is a research facility. Ornithologists and certain biologists, they come to this island, they'll dock their boat there on the rocks just off our port side. They'll climb their way up the cliff, go up in the building, do some research for a couple of days, and then they'll head back out to the mainland as well again.
So
They
it's
come on
like
this
a
island to
scientist
do
building
very,
up
very
there.
important
They said
research
they
on the
parked their
birds
boat
here.
here.
We get all of our facts
Kind of
and
walk up.
information. We get
It's like a
them directly
seabird
from
research
the
Look, there's solar
scientists
panels
here
on
this
it.
island.
Yeah.
In order to come on this island, folks, of course, you need to be assigned. This is a heavily, heavily protected island. You like to keep it that way.
So you can't show up starting at McDonald's.
I told you the puffins are terrible flyers. You notice they're fairly good at diving.
Did you hear why he
But
said
they make
puffins
up
are
for
bad
their ability
flyers?
to fly. They
Because their
certainly make
bones
up
are really
for
dense,
their
like they're really
ability to
heavy,
dive
so they
under
gotta
water.
push really hard to
Puffins can
keep
dive
themselves
when
up in the air.
necessary. That's between 60 to 80 meters. That's about 200 feet. Quite the depth for such a small little bird.
Look at the seagulls sitting on top of that house. A bunch of jerks.
That bunch of shit there. See a bunch of white spots in there.
Researchers will stay. Where they will conduct their research. Gorgeous hook. Lots of birds in the air today, lots of birds in the water.
Yeah, you can hear it.
It's a great day for it. Folks, as you make your way along here, start
Do you
to see
think this
this.
is like Newfoundland?
This rock face is absolutely covered in birds. Birds just very closely knit together. Shoulder to shoulder. Those are the common murres. As you can see, one of the only species of birds that will actually nest shoulder to shoulder. Wings touching wings of different breeding pairs. Now, of course, the breeding pair will be close together, but two sets of breeding pairs nearly touching each other is very uncommon. We like to give them a little bit of space, but these birds, they don't care at all. They'll nest right next to each other. As you can see, they rip all of that grass, all of that dirt right off the rock face. It's for good reason. These birds are a bit weird. They lay a almost pyramid-shaped egg. Their egg has a nearly flat bottom. It comes to a point at the top. And that helps it to not roll off these steep cliffs. It also stick down a little bit of water, a little bit of bird poop. Just to stick it down. And that's where it stays on that rock. They don't have a burrow to keep it guard. It's just a parent and the rock face. One parent, of course, will stay with the egg while the other
Adam is
goes
my
out.
buddy Damien.
Now,
Hey.
larger predators to come in the area.
Hey. Damien's first time in a boat.
The birds will.
Oh, how you? Yeah. This is yes, sir. This is
Unfortunately,
your first time in a boat,
forfeit
isn't it?
their own
That's Sherlock.
safety. See that every now and then. But once that egg hatches, the mother, she decides that she's done all of her
You're gonna
job.
like it.
She'll actually leave. She'll abandon the father and the chick. And the father will have to do his job. It'll actually prompt the chick to jump into the water. Most of the time the chick won't, so the father will give it a quick boot, quick kick off the
There
rock
you go.
face,
Give it up. Yeah.
and fall into the water, tumble down the rocks. It survives, of course. Father will teach it how to be a common bird, how to fly, how to survive, how to hunt.
I think I just seen a whale dive.
How to be a seabird. Just like the puffins, these guys, they live
See the
most of their
rock,
life
that's a
on the
rock.
Atlantic Ocean.
And then they're gonna
They really only come
disappear.
on the land to breed.
No, that's waves splashing on the rock there.
Isn't this just
But
amazing?
see those rocks that are just to the left of it?
Yeah.
That's on Google Maps. That was called Bird Rocks. Not a very creative name. Look at how many birds are there. It's crazy. Hold on, wait up. Someday, Damien, this will be all yours. Look, they really see like they don't choose to sit on the grass, like they pick the rocks. I wonder if the rocks are rocks.
Maybe. That's how penguins nest. They use rocks.
Yeah?
Oh man, I should have brought some gloves.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Hey, I got one hand in my pocket. I don't have any gloves with me, but I can wrap your hands in toilet paper. You'd be like mummy hands. Make sure my pockets are zipped up. So
Anyway, small gull species.
yeah.
But very, very quick.
Oh yeah, nice, nice.
These little gulls that you see, start seeing up ahead in these rock crevices, the small gulls with the fully black wing tips. Those are, like I said, black wing tips.
Look, that guy got something in his mouth. That seagull, big old.
The bald eagle is flying right about now.
Fish or something.
What?
About a dozen
like a big black
of those,
slug or
something. Just like
even
bald
more, probably
eagle.
20, 30. As many as there.
They just like
Will actually lunge at that bald eagle. Poking at its tail feathers, poking its tail feathers out. Just completely annoying. Annoying it so much that it'll drive it away from the island. They're a defense system and a very, very important part of this island. But because we're making our way along, like I said, we are about to leave the shelter of the island. Trying to cover some ground. Just make sure your arm holding on next to the rail upside down.
Sir.
And you start to release with the arm.
Look, that one's all white. You see it?
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah.
One
on the very top there.
One that has all white. Oh, they all have all white chests.
So guys, has everybody seen the
So how do
puffin?
you know, like, if you're like a mom and dad bird combo, when you fly away, how do you know who your partner is when you come back? Must be sound. Must have to say something to you. Find your
Jump with those few whales that were there. They can get out into the area, and you never know, they might be lucky enough. They may decide to come and have a look at us, check us out. Happens from
come
time
take a
to
look at us.
time. Now you know what
One
takes to
lands
make
on
a
my
great whale watcher, guys?
If one lands on your head, I
It takes
assure
a lot of
you,
patience.
you'll get a good
I hope you guys have lots of patience. You gotta be a good fan of the Toronto Maple Leafs. That makes
Tell that to your dad.
These whales spend
He's
a
Toronto
lot of
guy, right?
time underwater.
Oh, Calgary, that's right, that's right.
I'm Montreal.
Your stepdad is Toronto.
Montreal.
Montreal,
My
sorry.
mom is Toronto.
That's right, okay. Got it, got
So
it.
we're gonna make our way offshore now a little bit into the distance.
So we're gonna go offshore. So do you ever hear the term inshore versus offshore? You know the difference like we're doing now. And that's why it's called offshore fishing. Oh geez. Offshore fishing is when you're out really deep.
I see one.
Yep.
I'm doing it. Alright.
You wanna go to the other side?
Oh, actually, look at you.
Yeah, come on. Look, he's just like a bird. See if I can- Is he trying to take off? Just trying to get away from us.
Trying to swim.
Yeah. Cheers, buddy. That's okay. Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Look, you see this getting off the water over there.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them. 4 or 5.
They just run away from us.
And I chose to wear the brightest.
Shoot. So if you spread your legs out like this, you're less likely to fall down. Spread your weight out. Look, there's that lighthouse we saw. You can see real far away.
He died. First time ever being off the island.
It's nice, eh? Feeling good?
Yeah.
Do you want to do the Titanic thing where you get up in the front and you go, I'm the king of the world? Or instead of the king of the world, you say you're the king of Mount Pearl. I'm the king of Mount Pearl.
Look, you see a group in the air.
Oh, yeah? Did they fly it in a V? Couple little birds out there in the water. See them out kind of flying out around.
Seagulls. Move with the boat.
good?
Yeah.
Nice.
When I got like, every time when you're really vomit, you get back there, I got like a bad taste in my mouth, and I just like,
Yeah.
oh god.
Yeah.
It's hard just because of the smell.
Yeah, it's a lot of like fish smell. It's like a fish bite.
That's
you
what
know?
gives the bad taste in your
Yeah.
mouth. You gotta turn around. And when I went through
Yeah, it's a weird thing because you're like, everything's coming further away from you. This way, everything's coming towards you, kind of thing. It's like being in a car. You don't ever look at the back window. when
I
you're
know.
driving, you know? There's some little patches out there of like the water's a different color. Might be getting kind of mixed up, if you will. They said they might.
what a shit day.
Yeah. Some people spend their life out on boats, eh? Can you imagine doing this every day, all day? Being a fisher?
It'll be hard.
It'd be hard, yeah. We see a couple little patches with some seagulls hanging around. Keep your eyes open. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
These are the second largest whales in the world.
First largest blue whale.
So I am
First largest,
you guys
yeah.
are holding on to the whales. I know
What's
it's
the next
really
biggest one?
exciting, but don't go running.
Sperm.
Okay? Just make sure
Nope.
you hold on to
I'm back.
the rails.
Yep.
Then
We
sperm.
gotta make our way
Yes.
up there.
Oh, it's it!
There's a few stems.
Two big whales.
Oh, fin whales. Fin whales. Yeah, yeah.
So dead ahead at about 12 o'clock. These guys are headed to the south. So best to pick one spot on the rail.
Okay, folks,
And we're
you
gonna
just
do our
wanna
best to
hold on
spin the
just for
boat,
now,
make
because we're
sure
gonna get a bit of that rock and roll.
Make sure everyone
So
gets
just
a
make
good
sure
look.
you find a spot on the rail and stay there. We'll maneuver the boats and
Now
we'll
you
get
guys
a look.
drive right up to the front. We're
We got a
gonna turn
perfect
boat
spot.
to make sure everyone gets a good look. But it is just a little bit about patience.
Like that Guns N' Roses song.
You can see a mist of spray as they break the surface. That is exhaling immediately. We do have about 2 fin whales ahead of us. So these guys grow up to be about 75 feet in length. Second largest mammal, second largest animal in the world. Next to the blue whale.
There you go.
Pretty cool. So you see those smooth, oily patches on the surface? There we go. That's that fin whale. There she goes, guys. We're looking at about 1 o'clock. I know we have a few kids on board, but just hoping their big siblings can point them direction on their spot. So they're just going to stay on
Yeah.
the surface.
See, it's
They're
like a
going to be
trail
skating.
where they're
kind of
all that
to
way.
the
Yeah.
east. You'll see the dorsal fins kind of just hanging out. There's that fin whale. So folks, the fin whales are named kind of after that dorsal fin. They got a nice pointed dorsal fin. We're coming right along their footprints here now. So see those smooth oily patches right off the left side of the boat and then coming just up ahead of us? And they are almost right up in front of us. Those are those two fin whales. Great, look at these guys. So just along the port side, the left side of the boat, we're going to keep them on the port side for a little bit, and then we're going to take them on the starboard side. So everyone gets a turn, okay? Easier for us to move the boat than for you guys to run back and forth, okay? Sometimes these whales are looking for a human sacrifice. No, I'm only Wow, look at that fin whale. Pretty cool, folks. So these guys are a baleen whale, meaning that they don't actually have any teeth. So that was only me joking about a human sacrifice. The worst they could do is use you as a rubber ducky. They don't even have any teeth. On the surface again, these guys are heading to the south. Two of them just following along with each other.
There's two of them there.
We're going to try and spin and take these guys on our starboard side here now. So we're going to let them pass in front of us.
Two of them. One right there, one
Look at
right
those fin
there.
whales. Just to give you an idea of how large these whales are, like I said, they grow up to be about 75 feet in length. A small child can crawl through the orbit. Yeah. Their hearts are about the size of a Volkswagen bug.
Did you hear that? Their hearts are the size of a Volkswagen Bug.
Right there.
So like I said, we're going to try and keep these guys on the starboard side, the right side of the boat. So those people on the starboard side who've been nice and patient. Love you guys. Awesome. Give me some turn here now. Just have a look out towards the front of the boat. And like I said, you'll see those smooth oily patches on the surface of the water. So that's the footprint on the surface here.
See his back, man.
So those footprints are created by the up and down motion beneath their, or as their tail moves just beneath the surface of the water. So it kind of creates a bit of an upwelling. You can make your own footprint too. When you go home, duct tape your 2 feet together, get in the bathtub, and move them just up and down beneath the surface of the water. There you go. Yeah.
Gail said if we get close enough to her, she's going to jump on his back.
Might be a mother and calf.
Go for a ride.
Now, there's actually not a whole lot known about these fin whales in this population here. Their breeding habits aren't well documented. So coming on the surface here again. Coming on up. See those footprints?
Yeah, see the footprints there? Where the water's like super flat.
Now these guys are really cool in the way that they're actually asymmetrically colored. So keep following along with those footprints and aim ahead of that. Like I said, that's created by the tail, so at the very back of the whale. Always aim ahead of that when you're watching.
That's good to know. Not a flat side.
So these guys are asymmetrically colored. They look on the surface. That looks like that calf. Moving pretty fast. But you'll see those two larger whales, the two larger fin whales. There we go, that's the larger one.
Baby whale.
You'll notice, comes up to the surface, takes a breath. The waves almost lap over part of its back fin before the dorsal fin comes up. And these guys are going to have one white side and one black side on the face around their jaw. So folks, that's actually pretty
If you
cool.
ever smell
We
their
don't often
spray,
get
if you
to
get
see
close to
fin
it, when they
whale
spray
calves.
up, it stinks. Because
So
they
you
don't
guys are in
fish on
for
it. It's
a
like a
pretty
fish
cool
one.
treat. These guys would go to warmer waters to breed. The water up here is just too bloody cold. I'm not gonna have a cat like this. Following along, you can tell that they don't mind too much.
Say. A couple hundred feet below out of that. Yeah.
There we go. These are the sprayed hooks.
It's awesome.
It is not sharp. Oh! So you can notice the difference between the size of the two.
That's awesome. That's the cat. There's something over there too. Whoa!
There's our calf right in front of us here. That is pretty cool. Now, typically they travel by themselves, these fin whales. They don't travel in big pods like you often hear of. Terminal dive out of that one. So you'll notice that one arched its back a little bit more. Anyone notice that? Yeah. So if you don't mind sitting on this fence. So you'll notice that that one arched its back a little bit more, indicating it's gone on a terminal dive. So gone down a little bit deeper for a little bit longer. Perfect. And you can see it. So that's when they go down a little bit deeper for a little bit longer. These guys will take a few breaths on the surface before they go down on a terminal dive or a sounding dive.
Yeah.
But pretty cool. Not every day are you right alongside the second largest mammal in the world. That's pretty cool. Is this anyone's first time seeing a fin whale? Yeah, they're pretty cool. A lot of people don't realize we get them around here. And these guys are actually really interesting. They will mix with a blue whale. And form a hybrid between the two. Really cool. So these guys here will feed on capelin, as we were mentioning before. They're also going to feed on herrings. They'll feed on a little bit of squid. They'll actually feed on really small bait fish. So opposed to their size, as large as they are, they like eating little small fish. And the reason for that being is because their throats are only about the size of a grapefruit. So they have really narrow throats. These guys are a rorqual whale, meaning that they kind of have a pleated mouth that'll expand. But their throats, when they swallow, they can't swallow anything too big. So they're not going to feed on big old fish. Just small little bait fish.
No, it's not. No, but you can tell me that's great. I guess they have like an adult.
Now, these guys are baleen whales, so they don't have any teeth like I said before. But what they do have are several hundred plates of baleen that'll hang down from the mouth, the roof of their mouth. And what they'll do is they'll corral the fish all together. So they'll use that white part of their lower jaw to scare the bait fish. So they'll kind of swim in clockwise circles around their bait fish to scare them. Scaring them with that white thing, they switch directions and go the other way. So they can't be detected as easily. Then they drop their lower jaw and lunge right on through the bait fish. So really cool. So we're gonna head on over. We're gonna let those guys be, and we do have a humpback just over here, just kind of between us and Gull Island.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So just hang tight for a second as we spin the boat around. We got whales all over the place here, guys. And I was just getting to the fact that whales surround their food.
Walk back.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
That's right, same thing.
It's like Jaws out here. But out of this humpback that we're gonna go try and take a look at, just moving slowly through the area. But This humpback whale, these guys grow up to be almost 50 feet, so smaller than those fin whales we were looking at. These guys are a little bit more acrobatic. Sometimes they're a bit more active. Just up ahead of us here, folks. This one's headed in the right direction. Gorgeous, look at that humpback at about 12 o'clock, dead ahead. So you've had two different species here today of whales. Pretty cool. You've had a fin calf, which I haven't seen too many of them. That was a pretty small calf. That was really, really cool. And this is a humpback whale. It's at about 11 o'clock, folks.
It looks like
So you'll notice the dorsal fin on this one is different than those fin whales. Everyone see that? Start to notice. So humpback whales are named for the hump before their dorsal fin. Now, does anyone see the turquoise in the water? You might start to see here two humpback whales right alongside. Those are humpbacks. So you might start to see some turquoise in the water. If you see that, follow along with that because that's a bit of white I painted on them on the last trip. Yeah, I got a big roller brush and stuck it out.
Just there on the surf, it's coming up.
Amazing. These guys are pretty slow moving. You'll see that they're a bit slower than the fin whales.
Right ahead of us.
And that's a cow and calf. That's another mom and baby. Oh my gosh.
Cow and calf, perfect.
So just on the port side, the left side here, folks. That's the calf. That's the baby. And then the mom is just ahead of the baby. Coming up to the surface. 3, 2, 1. There's mama. She might lift her tail. She might lift her tail. Come on, mom. She's tricking you. Now watch for the baby because the baby might try and do the same. What's really cute about the cow and calf, of course, the baby's learning and learning from its mom. So oftentimes tries to copy the mom. And sometimes those calves, when they try and dive, they might go a little bit too hard and flip over on themselves. So keep an eye out. But you can see these guys have footprints too, so always look ahead of that. Now humpback whales, these guys come here to feed. The mom is going to be feeding on capelin. The calf is going to be feeding on mom's milk. So the calf will stay with the mom for about the first year and a half of its life.
Milk from the mom because they're what?
Young.
Mammals.
Yeah.
Now these guys are two-track minded. Half the year, this time of the year, they're focused on feeding. The other half, they focus on breeding. So these humpback whales will actually head down to the Dominican Republic. Doesn't that sound nice? They head down there for the winter. Yeah, down to the all-inclusives. Yeah, they're down off a place called the Silver Banks. Now the food for them isn't as good as when you go down to an all-inclusive. So there's not much food down there for them to eat. So they go on the whale Jenny Craig system. And they live off their body fat all winter. So when they get here, they're hungry. Sometimes you can see their ribs showing through. Now, like I said, these guys went down a little bit of a deeper dive. So this comes into the patient's time. This is the time to go grab a beer at the bar. Someone's in. But it's pretty cool. So these guys, like I said, they go down to the Dominican Republic, this population of humpbacks. And has anyone heard of humpback whales singing?
Yep.
Yes, some of you guys have. So humpback whales do sing. So they sing songs. And actually each population of humpback whales will kind of have its own language. And the males are the ones that sing the songs. All the males in one population sing the same song, and they sing it over and over again. And the females, she'll pick her favorite singer, and she'll invite him over for a poke and go. And that's the best way I can describe it. Now the male doesn't hang around with the calf and mom, typically. The male goes off on his own way. The mom, once she's left impregnated, she'll come up here, she'll feed, put back on that body fat, and then she'll go back down south the following winter and give birth. Ooh, look at how you guys are looking at the little puffin. Boys, you haven't had your fill of puffins yet?
Back up for you.
There's a puffin right there. It goes down
Now
there
these guys
somewhere.
could have come right across the bow here. They could be coming up on the other side. They could go further and closer to the island, so just keep an eye out. But they went on that longer dive. So they take about 3 to 5 breaths and then go on a deeper dive. But these guys do have to come back up. They gotta breathe. And humpback whales, and same as those fin whales, they'll actually have 2 blowholes. They're dual exhaust. Now one blowhole isn't for the exhale and the other for the inhale. But they have really large lungs, so they need 2 blowholes in order to do that so quickly. So they'll exhale, and then they inhale again and slip back down beneath the surface. Now, I was mentioning the turquoise in the water. When you see that,
They're still under there.
that's actually the white of their pectoral
Gotta come up
flipper.
somehow.
So they have one on each side of their body. They're just like their arms. And they'll use those, like those fin whales will use, to scare the bait fish. Those big flashes of white scare the bait fish into a nice tight ball. And these guys will feed the same way as those fin whales do and drop their lower jaw, swim through the big ball of bait, close their mouth around it, and then use their tongue to push the water back out through the baleen. And these guys could be sitting down at the bottom laughing at us. That's how it goes sometimes. But these guys are heading in the right direction. We gotta head up to the north, and these guys are heading north. Those fin whales are going south. Oh, and there was another breach right out on the horizon. All the way out at about 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
If you look everywhere, you don't miss a thing. Ooh, breached again. Now that you guys are all over looking at that way, this one's gonna come up. Now, do you guys know what you need to be in order to be a good whale watcher? On our starboard quarter, back behind us. You gotta be patient. But do you know who makes the best whale watchers? Fans of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Oh, come on, don't be getting on like that. But see, they have the most patience.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Right? They do. I know, there's always next year. Oh, there goes that breaching whale out on the horizon. Up on the surface again, just off the starboard side, folks, at about 3 o'clock. There's that cow and calf.
Man, those whales are so huge. Like you see the top of their heads, and then you see their fin, and that's only
How
half of
fast is the
How fast can they swim?
how fast can the thing charge a phone?
Oh, I think pretty quick.
This is like my phone's on like 20%.
Fish, sometimes they'll slap their tail on the surface of the water to do the same thing, or their pectoral fin will do the same thing with that.
Sometimes they take their tail and go like.
Sometimes it's to
Slap the
communicate with
water?
other
I've
whales in
actually
the
seen
area.
them jump out of the water.
And
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
it's
totally.
just for fun, just because they can.
Tips.
All up to them. Which is pretty cool. And I suppose if you weighed almost 40 tons, you want to jump right out of the water, be pretty cool. Typically the calves are a little bit more active because they don't have to worry about feeding as much as the mom. But mama certainly can jump.
I think this boat is a whale.
These humpback whales live up to be about 80 years old. It's a pretty long lifespan.
Spitting all over.
On the surface here again, just at our 3 o'clock. All right, and with that, folks, we are going to start to make up for babe bulls. Did everyone get to see the whales? That was pretty cool. And keep an eye out. There are lots of whales in the area. Keep an eye on those two on the
They just started
horizon.
going.
And you never know where one might pop up to. There's still a few going at it.
What?
One looks to be
Yep.
peck slapping out there. See the big white long peck fin slapping out of the water? Down again. There we go. Alrighty, folks. I hope you enjoyed that. That was pretty cool. We got to see 2 different species of whales, 2 separate calves. Pretty cool.
So we saw 2 sets of
Beautiful
mamas and
sunny day.
babies. Pretty
And with that,
cool.
we're going to make our way back towards Big Falls there, guys. We're going to turn on some tunes. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride.
Now, folks, in a few moments, as we start to enter back into our harbour here, as we make our way along, in about 4 or 5 minutes, we've got some folks that are going to become honorary Newfoundlanders. So we've got 3 individuals. If you hear your names called, folks, in about 4 minutes or so, after the next song, we're going to get you to meet the crew up here, up on the upper
You're
deck
already
behind the
Newfoundlander.
wheelhouse. So we're
You're
going to be
born
looking
more
for
Albertan.
Yeah.
Kendra
That's right. Yeah,
Coleman,
that's right.
I was
You're
born
born
Alberta, so I'm not
Alberta.
Newfoundlander.
Yes, you are.
Alberta.
You've been here long enough.
Garnish.
More Alberta.
Sorry if I mispronounced your name.
I'd say you're a Newfoundlander with a little touch of Alberta sprinkled in.
Carly Peterson of Kelowna as well. Those 3 folks are going to become honorary Newfoundlanders. A little bit of fun. We're going to induct them into the Royal Order of Screechers. And for the rest of you, well, you're welcome to watch and participate. Have a look. Great bit of fun. Anyway, guys, we're going to start to make our way back. Keep your eyes open. Those whales are still acting up out there, and you never know, we might
Buddy,
be lucky enough to spot another one.
Oh, I thought I
or
saw
2
something
on
there.
their way
No,
along.
I don't think that's it. Just a little splash of the water.
I'm surprised I noticed the rope.
Yeah, that's a good thing, right?
Yeah. That's a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah. You got a big old mouthful of puffin butt juice. Puffin butt.
That
beer.
or they're trying to escape.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, not letting.
See over there on the cliff, like on the land, there's like a tall thing kind of sticking up in the dark green. That's where the water tower is for bay bulls for the yellow water.
Oh.
Do you want a bar? Yeah?
This one? Yeah.